Well, I might as well not have signed off at all. Here we go with another huge news story and a coach being fired, Sherrone Moore. He's been canned for cause, and that means they won't be paying him. And the cause, I'm going to show you exactly what it is. Woo, man. You want to talk about screwing up. Shoo. I mean, this is I don't know how many tens of millions of dollars this is, but this is a very expensive mistake. Woo. Let's get in. Let me share the screen here and let you see what's going on. A Michigan fired football coach for inappropriate relationship. Get rid of this. It's been terminated with cause. Effective immediately. According to the statement from Ward Manual, following a university investigation, credible evidence was found that Coach Moore engaged in an inappropriate relationship with a staff member. This conduct constitutes a clear violation of university policy. Biff Poggi will be taking over as associate head coach, filling in for the bowl game. Ooh, what a mess. There are several options for firing for cause, including a criminal conviction, misconduct, and conduct by the head coach, which offends against public decency or morality, as shall be determined by standards prevailing in the community, or which results in reasonably determined the university could result in injury to the reputation. Now, look, Michigan, you might want to take that line out. Your reputation has already taken it. I guess this is the type of, and he's married with kids. This is the type of cheating you draw the line on, right? All the other cheating, no problem, allegedly. But this is the cheating you can't handle. The classic. Now, here is something that a lot of people hadn't thought about, but given my mindset, I already have. Michigan will probably go after Kalen DeBoer. If Kalen DeBoer wants to exit Alabama because it's getting a little warm and toasty on his seat down there, another 3-loss season, I doubt he'll make it very far in the playoff. And you saw how Alabama acted after that loss to Florida State. So let's say they bring Kalen DeBoer in and he just walks away from his contract, which he can do for, he probably pay $1 million and he can get out of it, whereas they'd have to pay him 70. And go to Michigan and get out of that hot house, because Alabama is no place to be following Nick Saban. You have to be as good as him. And then what would happen with Lane Kiffin? That would be the most Lane Kiffin thing to do ever, because he'd love to go to Alabama. And the LSU fans are over there going, they're actually thinking, oh my gosh, that could happen, because he doesn't care. Look, ask the Ole Miss people if he would leave to go to Alabama. In a heartbeat. This is how I've shown you how the Ole Miss people feel about Lane Kiffin.
You don't talk to me like that. People are scared of me.
Why would anyone be scared of you? I hate you, you big fat turd.
Yeah, we're going to see some dominoes. Now, a lot of people, let me pull up X here and I'll show you what people are talking about there. Got to be a little bit careful. I don't want to show too much crap because I'm sure X is going crazy right now. Oh, well, there's the Bill Clinton meme, of course. You knew that was coming. Let's see. Yeah, here's somebody calling for John Gruden to take his spot. They've already put him in the Michigan outfit. Oh, no. Look here. The last thing Sherrone Moore saw as Michigan's head coach. Oh, no. That's some Ohio State fan having a little fun. They're going to go, oh, no. Look. Oh, no. Not that one. Oh, no. Here's the guy that's going to, I guess the guy that's going to take over. No, I'm not showing that. I don't know. That's been confirmed 100%. I did not. Oh, no. X is having fun. So here we go with another coach firing. Wow. I did not see. Now, let me tell you something, folks. I was watching a Buckeye Scoop the other night, and Nevada Buck brought this up. And he said there is some shenanigans going on at Michigan with Sherrone Moore and that he was probably going to get fired. This was several days ago. And Ohio State people keep up with Michigan more than any team in the world. That's their Newman. Like my Newman's Florida, their Newman is Michigan. They knew about this many, many days beforehand. It's been all over. So this is not some shock to anybody. And I don't know that Michigan's going to miss him that much. They put him in there after the whole Jim Harbaugh thing just to kind of keep everything squared away. So I don't know that Michigan's that upset about it because clearly cheating doesn't bother Michigan. We all know that. So why would this cheating bother them? This is sort of a, who was the guy? Bobby Petrino. This is the Bobby Petrino deal. Almost exactly, only Sherrone didn't have a motorcycle wreck. But he's wrecked his career big time. This is probably a $30 million to $40 million mistake on his part. That's a lot of money for a roll in the hay, I guess. Yeah, I mean, I don't know that anybody's ever lost that much money over. Well, the Michigan State coach did. He lost like $50 million over it. Yeah, I'm sure. Everybody's on. They got to be all over this thing because this is huge, folks. This is a huge news story because of not only because you've got to fire a guy that had a multi-year contract of probably 50 million bucks, but on top of that, now Michigan, who is a big-time program, lots of money, they're going to go take somebody's coach, and I'm telling you, Kalen DeBoer's who they'll call first. And that's a phone call I'll bet you DeBoer takes. Now, he's not going to do anything until he's played his first game. But if he loses, don't be shocked. My understanding, it was an SEC, it was a assistant, executive assistant is what the word on the street is who he was hooking up with. And they worked for Michigan. See, that's the problem. If he'd had extramarital affair somewhere else, that's one thing. But when it's with a staff member, that changes the whole deal. That changes everything. So not a good situation, Michigan men. Yeah. Well, like I said, this is the cheating they won't tolerate. So yeah, I've heard that too there, GBO Kyle. I'm hearing that too. I'm hearing it all about it. Says Steve. Lane sent the girl just so he could that's some chess. See, that's not checkers, that's chess. Wouldn't that, you want to talk about the most Lane thing ever? If Lane Kiffin somehow wound up at Alabama a month from now, and Ole Miss would just be over there with the biggest smile on their face. Here's how they'd look. They'd look right at LSU go. And Florida would love it too. Florida'd love it. I'll bet Portnoy has lost his. I'll bet you Portnoy's known about this for days or weeks. He's known this, so he's going bananas. This is a huge story. I promise you, all the Ohio State people are going to go nuts on this tonight. They're going to go bananas. LSU. Yeah. I better not hope for that, Big Ronnie. I don't want them coming after Heupel. I've already been through enough. I don't need that happening to me. I've already lost my national title baseball coach. I've had LSU's hot board showing Heupel there for a while, which I didn't care for. So I don't need that. That's funny. It says, I think Lane was waiting for DeBoer to go to Penn State. I'm telling you. That's not out of the possibility realm of possibility. Yeah, I think Jim Knowles is a home run hire. I'm going to agree with that definitely. I'm hearing that's the rumor. That's the rumor there. Ear bandage. That's the rumor, which that may be how they're not able to hide it. Oh my gosh. You think? It says cue the Sherrone more crying. Dude. You want to talk about screwing up. Wow. Dude's married with 3 kids, I think. And he's pulled this one. Yeah, this is What an absolute mess. I tell you, I'm going to start when Nevada Buck says something, especially when it pertains to Michigan. I'm going to have to just assume that it's reality, because I knew about this days ago, but I thought, maybe that's just a rumor. But typically, if Nevada Buck says it, it's been researched and it's got backing. I mean, I don't know how many times this has happened where I've watched that show and picked up something on Michigan and it came true later. It's probably about the 5th time. And things just as big as this. If you want to know what's going on Michigan scandal-wise, the Ohio State people, that's who you go to. Holy crap. Yeah, Buckeye Ranger. You know exactly what I'm talking about. You probably saw the same thing. You probably saw Nevada Buck talking about that. And Brandon Moses and Devin, you know they knew about it. I promise you they knew all about it. And it's going to be, you need to watch Buckeye Scoop tonight, folks. They'll be all over this like a duck on a June bug. I think doesn't their show usually come on around 7? I think it's 7 o'clock. Yeah, I guess you could say that, Mark. Definitely. Well, like I say, you don't mess around in your own backyard, I guess. A lot. Yeah, I mean, there's no sympathy in the country over this. I mean, Michigan, honestly, I don't think the Michigan people mind it that much, though. I mean, I don't think they were that sold on Sherrone. I really don't. I wonder how this affects recruiting. Oh, here's the thing. Every single recruit that went to Michigan, and we lost a player or two to Michigan, running back, he can leave if he wants to. He can leave. That, what was that, Hyder guy? He has 30 days, because once a coach leaves, you have 30 days. Immediately you can leave. So don't be surprised if people don't start making phone calls to those Michigan top recruits, because they had a bunch of them. They had a bunch of real good ones. So, yeah, it's definitely open. There's no question about it. That portal just opened, folks. America's team. Yep, I agree. They're definitely. Yeah, there's no payout. There'll be no money. They're not going to pay him a dime. I'll go ahead. Out of principle, they will not pay him a dime on this one. This is one where they can talk about it. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Yeah, Nevada Buck had this one. He had it. Yeah, the Hyder, come on down. There's room for you in our class. Matter of fact, that'd probably put us about 3rd or 4th if we pick him up. He's a 5-star. And we could use a 5-star running back. Sure could. That's the one thing that I thought we were a little bit short on. Thought we had okay running backs. They weren't bad or anything. But, yeah, we could use an improvement. Get us another terrific run after contact guy. Savion, that's his name. Yeah, Savion Hyder. I couldn't remember his first name. I don't think this was a setup, folks. I really don't. I think he just screwed up. And if it's true what I'm hearing, I'm not going any further past than what I just read you from the article, but what I'm seeing on X is that it's irrefutable. Now, I don't know if that's the rumor. Okay, so it's alleged, that part of it. But I don't think there's anything. I don't think you can get out of this. They obviously have evidence, and it's probably hard evidence. There's no way they fire this guy without hard evidence. There's no way, especially over this. I mean, you have to have proof that he had enough. You have to have proof of that. I mean, and that's not easy to get, because all it takes is 2 people to say, no, we didn't do that. So something's going on here, and I think I know what it is, but I'm not going to say it because it's not been reported and confirmed. But on X, okay, all right. I knew somebody'd go there, Matt. Of course, there's the memes, folks. The memes are going to be awful. Oh, yeah. I think, didn't he work for Bobby Petrino at one time? Yeah, that's a tasty burger. Cheeseburger gate. This guy, he got caught for recruiting violations. Then he got nailed for, what was it? He deleted all those texts from one Connor Stallions, 52 of them. So that's 2. I guess this was the 3rd strike, and this is the big one. So, very interesting. Prime time. Well, Prime's dealing with so many health issues. He's having a tough time. So, I don't know. Oh, Lord. Yeah, Michigan. I've never seen anything to quite equal this Michigan thing. I mean, it's unbelievable. I mean, right there's the picture. That picture right there speaks 1,000 words. If you want to know how Sherrone feels tonight, there it is, right there. That's the look on his face right now. Only it's not from winning a ball game. I'm gonna leave that up for a second. I'm sitting here wondering. No. Who are they going to go after? They're going to want a big name. I tell you that Kalen DeBoer is not out of the question, and I don't think Alabama would mind that much. That's the other thing. Don't think Alabama wouldn't open that front door after they're done with the playoff and just say, well, Kalen, you might like it up there. They're very interested in you. It wouldn't break our heart. The problem is they're going to want Lane, aren't they? He was the offensive coordinator there, and Nick Saban, he'd give the blessing. Why couldn't Lane just leave? I promise you he's got $1 million exit clause. Jimmy Sexton did the deal. He could just go right to Alabama. It's no problem. That would be – I know it sounds crazy, but we're talking about Lane Kiffin here. It could happen. It could happen if the glove doesn't fit. Oh, man. John Harbaugh. Yeah, they're not bringing Jim Harbaugh. Jim Harbaugh's got a 10-year show cause, although that doesn't mean anything. What does a show cause mean? Sherrone Moore has a 1-year show cause. He's still there. Something else had to get him going. Yeah, I don't think they bring Brady Hoke back. Hire Portnoy. Love it. Love it. Yes, I want definitely. Wait a minute. I knew it. I told you, folks. I told you. They would not mind a bit at Alabama. They are not sold on that guy. I'm telling you, they're not. I've kept up with the Alabama people, and they are not sold on DeBoer. And I don't think they'd be broken-hearted over it. Some people, do you know how hard it is to follow Nick Saban? It's virtually impossible. This guy's gone 9-3 and now 10-3. That's right. He's 10-3. And they don't like him. They wanted him gone after that Florida State game. So, oh, Lord. Steve, I don't think I'm going to pop that one up there. I'm reading it, though. UTEP coach. I think he's a good coach. I don't think he's a great coach, but I think he's a good coach. I agree. Conrad Stallions. Yeah, might as well. He could put on one of his disguises. Wear his blue. I got some heartburn. Bama say the same thing. All of them. Yeah. Folks, the Bama fans, they would not care. I really don't think so. Now here's somebody. We love Coach DeBoer. Okay. Well, there's somebody that loves him. Well, James Franklin might be a good hire, but he's already at Virginia Tech, so you all scared. I'm not scared of DeBoer. I like DeBoer. I don't have any. We've beaten Alabama under DeBoer. That's way better than we did with Saban. Let's see. Careful, Bama, it says. DeBoer is a solid football coach. He's solid, but he's not a grinder like Saban is. He's more of he's too calm. See, they want you to be fired up on the sideline, and DeBoer doesn't do that. He stays very calm. That's why he brought in the assistant that he used to have. See, DeBoer's the good cop. And what's the name of the offensive coordinator that he brought in from Washington that had gone to the NFL for 1 year? See, he's the bad cop. And DeBoer was missing him, but still, they're not looking real good. Now, a lot of that's injury, but the Washington guy's Jed Fish. No, that's not who I'm talking about. I can't think of his name right now. Grubbs, that's it. That's it, Grubbs. Yeah. Grubbs is the offensive coordinator he brought in. That's the bad cop. DeBoer's the good cop. Grubb is the bad cop. Grubbs. Yep. Don't get me started. Ryan Grubb. Yep. I knew y'all'd help me. Y'all always help me with this stuff when I have a brain fart. Oh, no, the blue dress. See, I don't think it's a blue dress, folks. I think it's something else. If I had to guess, I think I know. I've been on X. I think I know. I'm not going to go ahead and say it, though, until it's totally confirmed. I'm just not going to do that. But you know what I'm saying, I think. Allegedly. And alum, only one thing to say. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I know what OSU. Folks, y'all need to watch Buckeye Scoop tonight because they're going to absolutely. That's a must-watch show. It just is. I'll go ahead and tell you, I'm watching Buckeye Scoop tonight. I'm watching the Nevada Buck and Brandon and Dev. I'm watching because they're going to spike the football for having this story. They're going to spike it. Yeah, I don't think it's a dress issue. I think it's stronger evidence than that. Let's just put it that way. 7 p.m. Yeah. Yeah, that's a must-watch show right there. Yeah, I mean, I was just talking about Jim. Look, I just got off live just a minute ago. I had to go get a bunch of groceries for my mother. She lives down the road from me, and it was raining and all that, so I had to help her out a little bit. And that's it. In between that, it was Knowles. I had to go to the store, and then boom, that. It's not a Merry Christmas for what? Oh, it'll be a soap opera tonight. What did I put up? I can't keep up with it all. Watch What You Wish. Signetti. Ah, boy. He's already signed that big extension. See that Bama job, folks. That's a dangerous job. That's probably the most dangerous job out there to have besides Ohio State. I would put Alabama number 1, Ohio State number 2, as far as just dangerous jobs. Because you're going to win, but you may not win enough. You may not win enough. And if you don't, those are two places that they'll get rid of you quick. Ohio State, look, they were ready to fire Ryan Day. Then he won that natty, and it was like that calmed everything down. And he beat Michigan too, which is huge. But I'm going to tell you right now, that's those are two tough places to be a coach. And I don't know which is tougher. Following Nick Saban, I can't imagine a more difficult gig than that. Because at least at Ohio State, you don't have to deal with Georgia and all these crazy teams in the SEC that have got it out for you. I mean, look what Auburn almost beat them, and Auburn lives to beat them. That's the whole reason Auburn exists, is to beat Alabama. I mean, so I would rather I'd take the Ohio State job before I would the Alabama job, honestly, because I know I'm going to get the UCLAs and the Northwestern. I can beat the crap out of them. You still probably get fired at 10-2, but at least you'd have those victories. But look, you can go 8-4 at Alabama, no problem at all. I mean, crap. Even look at Vanderbilt this year. Stupid Vanderbilt, 10-2, beat the crap out of my team. I knew, I felt bad. I was like, that Diego's going to come in here and have a party at Neyland. And he did. Punk. He's a punk. Great player, though. See, I will give the devil his due. And the guy's a heck of a player. He's one of the best college players I've ever seen. I don't know if he'll do anything in the NFL at all because he's short. He's a little too short. But he is sneaky fast, and he's got a decent arm. So, yeah, the SEC very much is. Let's see what this one says. Michigan is becoming – yeah. I tell you, Michigan will knock the crap out of you. I will say that about Michigan. They kind of are an SEC team because they will knock the crap out of you. Both Ohio State, Michigan, Indiana could easily fit in the SEC, no problem, because they'll hit you hard. But the UCLAs and all those bottom half teams of the Big Ten, we would just wreck them. That's why I want us to match up when we do our Power Four. I want us to match up 1 versus 1, 2 versus 2, all the way down to the top 16 of the Big Ten. I think that would be a great matchup and be a lot of fun, and we'd find that out. So I think the top teams in the Big Ten would do fine, but the bottom, we just wipe the floor with them. And, I don't think anybody's going to argue that too much. I mean, you're going to put Vanderbilt against the bottom of the Big Ten? Don't think so. You'd have what? Ohio State would play Georgia. Oregon would play Texas A&M. I mean, those would be great games. Well, we saw Texas versus Ohio State. That was a great game up at the Shoe, even though Arch Manning played like crap. And they had Ohio State had their freshman in there, redshirt freshman. So that was his first game. So, both quarterbacks were dealing with being first game jitters. So let's see. Brian Kelly wasn't as old. Yeah, Brian Kelly. That's a very good guess. That's a very good guess for Michigan. Isn't he a Michigan man? Is he not a Michigan man? Brian Kelly. Boy, LSU would love that because that would mitigate a lot of what they owe. And that's a great job. That's a great job for a coach to take. I know Ohio State people don't feel that way, but that's one of those big time jobs with lots of money. And they've got that huge donor that's a billionaire. And I don't mean just like 1 billion. I mean, one of the richest men in the entire planet is a big donor at Michigan. That's why that $30 million fine they got, that I actually did a statistics on that. It was 0.00006 of his net worth. It was way below 0.1%. It was like way over here, like 5 zeros over to a 6 of his money to pay that $30 million. A pocket change. So, is that who? Is that where that? Now, that doesn't shock me. That Justin Spiro is good. Okay, I've watched him on Buckeye. That guy is good. Yeah, if Spiro's got it, then yeah, that doesn't surprise me in the slightest that you told me that. That I hope they have him on tonight. That'd make it even better. Shane Beamer. I don't think so. Beamer. He just and see, I was getting ready to launch. Twice I've been trying to launch this story on Beamer in Carolina and Tennessee. I'll do it later tonight. I'll probably 8, 9 o'clock or something like that. I'll launch that video. But I've been trying to launch that video all day. But then, boom, Jim Knowles. Boom, Sherrone Moore. Lord knows what will happen next hour. If Bama came after Kiffin. Look, Gary. That is that's a possibility. Can you imagine the firestorm at LSU if that happened? And Ole Miss, that would make their year. That would make it all better. I swear it would. Because how much they dislike LSU and Ole Miss. They're a lot like this. And Ole Miss is angry because they kind of crapped on them, came and took their coach. So, yeah, they'd love that. Mel Tucker. Wasn't he? He was at Michigan State, wasn't he? Or am I wrong about that? Let's see. about a buck said that was going on. Yeah. You're right, Steve. Oh, yeah. Like I said, I heard it myself. And that was several days ago. I can't remember when it was, but it was, 3, 4, 5 days ago. I heard him talking about it. Yeah. I want to let this kind of percolate a little bit before I get into any of the terrible details of this, or the gaudy details, whatever word you want to use. I want to give that a minute. I'm just sticking with the basics right now. Over the next 24 to 48 hours, we'll find out everything for sure. I don't want to just put that out there just yet. I'm not a journalist, okay? Don't get me confused with a journalist. They have certain things they've got to do. I am what am I? An opinion guy. I'm an opinion guy. So build a team, yeah. Yeah, it's getting ugly. So anyway, I wanted to pop this out. I've been on long enough about this, but golly, 1,500 people. Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you, folks. Now, see what you're doing is you're spoiling me. You keep doing this and giving me these big numbers. I'm going to keep doing live whenever something splashy happens or big. This is huge. So be careful what you grant me. Anyway, I'm watching Buckeye Scoop tonight, folks. That's what I'm watching. I can't wait to see what those guys have to say and what they know. Jeez, this is going to be something. And y'all should watch Buckeye Scoop tonight if you want to know what's really, really going on. Anyway, we'll see you next time on Sports Talk Jay, and thanks for showing up.